Get to the bridge.
Hi guys, welcome back. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds did not break Khan's canon. Rather, it repaired it and offered the appropriate response to criticisms about Star Trek's plot holes. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds is the ideal solution to any concerns about narrative gaps in the Star Trek franchise. After nearly 6 decades on screen, it's inevitable that the Star Trek canon will become increasingly difficult to understand. Predictions concerning technological improvements that were plausible in 1966 proved impossible in 1996 owing to humans evolving slower than Gene Roddenberry and the writers of Star Trek, the original series, projected. When current authors try to square these contradictions in modern Star Trek, viewers always shout plot holes. Star Trek: Picard Season 2 was chastised for omitting World War III while detailing what occurred to Captain Cristobal Rios when he elected to stay in 2024. The Third World War began in Star Trek canon in 2026, which is only 3 years away, but it's now plausible that those dates have shifted somewhat. This is due to the fact that in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 3, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, a plausible explanation for why the dates of significant events in Star Trek canon periodically move and alter is ultimately presented. The perfect plot is Star Trek's Temporal War's defense of the whole unusual New Worlds. Romulan: The Romulan Star Empire dispatched a time agent, Seer, back to the 21st century to murder Khan Noonien Singh and stop the eugenics wars in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 3, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Because this historic struggle was pivotal in the formation of the Federation, it was believed that by killing Khan, the Federation would cease to exist, allowing the Romulans to dominate the galaxy. Khan's ascension to power is such a watershed point in human history that whole temporal wars have been fought over when it should occur, leading dates to be pushed backwards and forwards. Sierra claims that time itself is pushing back, and events reinsert themselves in reaction to the temporal wars meddling. This is the ideal response to attempts to point out date problems in Star Trek canon. For example, there were complaints in Star Trek Generations that Captain Montgomery Scott couldn't possibly remain on board the US Enterprise B if he anticipated Kirk to still be alive in the Star Trek: The Next Generation episode Relics. This may easily be explained away as the work of a malicious temporal agency that required Kirk's death in Generations to occur before Scotty was placed inside the pattern buffer of the US Genelan. Strange New Worlds have changed Khan's timeline. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds young Khan and James T. Kirk. Gene Roddenberry's objective with Star Trek was always to paint a utopian picture of the future that may perhaps be reached by applying the show's tolerance and acceptance precepts. That works only if the program is based on a past that is generally identifiable as our own. That will be lost if the program is burdened by the reality that Khan Noonien Singh governed over a quarter of the Earth's population in the early 1990s, because the histories of Star Trek and the actual world would diverge totally. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds maintains the themes of Khan's narrative and its influence on the history of the Federation by pushing the date of Khan's birth or creation forward into the 21st century. It also makes it significantly more realistic for an audience that has never seen the wholly imaginary eugenics wars. It's a powerful reminder that story should always come first, and that there's always a creative solution for canon problems, at least in science fiction. The key to dealing with Star Trek's so-called plot holes is to listen to Q and not think too linearly. Thanks for watching.